Hey everyone, it's been a while. Today I'm going to be playing Slay the Princess. My girlfriend recommended I play this game. She wanted to see exactly what I think about it. Apparently she got a code from the creator for, helping him through Patreon to create this game. So I don't know much about that. So let's just go ahead and get started. Let's see how this all works out. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin, and you're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. Let's see. The end of the world, what are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Okay, so an exploration game.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress?
It's still alive.
If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
I guess, but each monarch is different. Not everyone was terrible. You only hear about the bad ones throughout history. And there were a lot of bad ones. But you don't hear about the other ones. Either because they didn't make enough a big enough splash, in history. But I'm pretty sure there might have been some that wanted to do good. And even then, they probably screwed up. Like that one duchess who said if they can't have bread, let them eat cake. She meant it from a good place, but she had no idea what was going on outside of her walls. Okay. Have you?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Okay. Is this all I'm going to see?
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Of course not. I'm not the one trying to kill someone here. You're the one trying to force me to kill a princess. Okay.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
But how can a princess locked away in a basement end the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
See, that's how you fall into a rabbit hole. If you just jump in without looking where you're going. For all you know, they're lying to you. That you're just following their agenda. So of course we want to ask why. Well,
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Why can't I move? Can we? Okay, I have no idea what I just did. What'd I do? Okay. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Wait, what? How does that make... let's see. She's locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. Okay, I might be a little stupid, but I don't
Before you decide to waste
even
more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Oh yeah, please continue.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
Okay.
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
We still got no proof, though. I mean, you're not being very convincing because you're not really, telling me anything. All you're doing is like, no, don't focus at that. Focus on this. Focus on what's gonna happen if you do slay her. This is gonna happen. Of course, the other side's gonna be terrible, but still, he's not fully explaining the reasons why.
Oh, if only that were the case, but I don't make the rules.
It kind of feels like you do.
I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did.
Well, then who does? Look, I'll go to the cabinet and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
Hey, you're not giving me much reason to trust you either, okay?
Then each and every one of us is doomed.
Is that so bad, though?
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
You're still not very trustworthy yourself.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Simple. I like it.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Wait, was that not you? That sounded like you. You got multiple personalities there?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I'm gonna risk it. I don't think I'm gonna take the blade. I feel like if I take the blade, it might just lead to a bad ending. Because at this point, I really don't trust the narrator. He's trying to push us into something we don't want to do, without explaining why. He explained that it's life or death, doom of the world and all that. But he's not very convincing. It feels more like he's got an agenda to fulfill.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Oh man, really? I'm here to save you is on here twice, but one of them is a lie. Let's just continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
Yeah, no, I really don't. I hope I really don't have to kill her, please.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Yeah, there's no way she's gonna be able to slip out of that.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains? Okay. Oh,
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Okay.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Nah, that seems way too silly.
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
And yet you just still remember that you're a princess. How can you forget your own name?
Okay, that's right.
I mean, even Fiona, who was, put in the tower by her parents because of the fairy godmother, still remember her name as Fiona. Although, how long did she stay up in that tower? Must have been years. I don't know.
She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully, you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
But wait, didn't you say that it's, the world's gonna end if she steps outside the cabin? So it should be okay as long as she stays inside the cabin chained up. I think we still got time.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
Yeah, she's kind of like not really be convincing either. Both of them, really. They're not very convincing what they're... you think she'd try to explain more to save herself. But the narrator's also doing the same thing. He's not really giving us too much info. He's just repeating the same thing over and over.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
It has a lot to do.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
What? Okay, now he's being suspicious again. Of course it matters, because how long has she been down here? And she looks like she's doing pretty well for herself. She doesn't seem to be hungry or thirsty, so someone's obviously, keeping her alive for some reason. And not only that, why aren't they the one coming in here and killing her? What's the point of having her alive if slaying her is gonna save the world? It's not making a lot of sense. Why aren't they making sense?
Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat.
Thank
right?
you. Wait.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
I was about to question that, but she may just be a recluse. The family probably just kept her already locked up in her room, or at least in her palace or whatever she lives in. And she probably doesn't know much about the world other than, her little bubble.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
I was hoping you'd tell me.
I don't know how to destroy the world, if that's what you're getting at.
Maybe it's a slow process,
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
You got a point. I mean, if there's a prophecy out there, she just could grow into the role eventually.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
No, that is true. They did not.
I don't trust that. And I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
Yep, she's got me there.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about. Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to?
Yeah, I don't know. You could be like a demon in disguise.
We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
True.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
He's really trying to push the monarch thing, you know. Like, they're all bad people. Again, not everyone's bad. Sometimes they just do bad things without realizing that it's bad. I mean, obviously, monarchs, they're cut off from the world, you know? And I don't know, not a lot of... It's a little hard to explain, really. Like, not a lot of people are self-aware of their own actions, and especially in today's world, people just want to react, just react over and over, and not really take the time to consider things. I'm pretty sure it was true for monarchs. All they wanted to do was just react. If there's a problem, they're just gonna, automatically fix it right there and then. Because, who wants to spend a lot of time trying to fix one issue? I mean, of course, nowadays, there's more and more people willing to do that, but, they're not, monarchs or anything. They're the ones that are oppressed. Okay, let's see. Oh, man, yeah, let's go with this.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you, and you won't. I promise.
Okay, look, the reason I made this choice is because I don't want to kill a person, If this is a real situation, yeah, I'm probably going to doom the Earth and the whole world. But I don't think I can.
You're making a huge mistake.
And you're not really being convincing, sir.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
In a way, this is kind of like, what's that game? The one about the little girl has a narrator going around, what was her name? Miss Lady? I don't know. You know who I'm talking about. Ooh, so fancy. It's the only thing I can remember right now. I can't. Misfortune. That's it. The game Misfortune. The narrator sounded like he was trying to be very helpful, but in the end, he turned out to be the very creature that wanted her to die, so he can then eat her. I kind of feel like it's the same situation. Just because it's a narrator doesn't mean they're there to help you. So far, that I know of off the top of my head, there are two games where like the narrator wasn't, guiding you to your best interest. It was more to theirs.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Nope, obviously not.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the camp.
Yeah, he's got a point.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
I don't know, they're pretty thick.
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Oh, okay.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
Yeah, That's a little sus.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
I mean, if you've been down here long enough, but she doesn't seem to be that, to be that unstable. To suggest that, she looks pretty calm.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Great.
Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
See, it was important to know who in the world was taking care of her. Obviously they're gonna be coming through, checking up on her, feeding her and all that. So it's important to know exactly when they're gonna come back, if this is the right time or the wrong time.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
Yeah. I made a choice. Deal with it.
Easier for whom?
Exactly.
Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Oh boy, here it is. Look, as long as I keep her in here, I'm pretty sure they'll find someone. Well, if I die right here and now, I'm sure they could find someone else more willing than me to just go ahead and kill her. Hell, why didn't he just, hire a mercenary, and come up with a better story than just saying, like, do what I tell you. I mean, obviously we're gonna start questioning it, but I digress. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna free the princess. If I die, I die.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this
Am I a
place.
lizard man? I got claws. What's up with that?
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Is she a zombie? I feel like she's a zombie.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She clutches the wound, softly smiling as her gaze meets yours.
Her design reminds you of a lot of, God, my memory really sucks right now. Sally! Thank you. Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. So,
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
she's probably the princess of the dead. Who knows?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
Again, you should have been a bit more convincing instead of just saying, do as I say. You are really terrible at this.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Wait, is he controlling us now?
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Oh yeah, he's taking control of us. That is...
What are you doing?
Stop that.
Oh, I thought this was all a little too easy.
Oh, she's not mad.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges. Wait, she dodges? Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
I don't feel like you are.
The blade. Move the blade.
I'm sorry. I can see you're doing your best to resist what's happening to you. I'll try and make this quick.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. You feel her claws on your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease.
Okay, so is she a vampire then?
You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained red as your blood seeps into the fabric.
Yeah, okay, so they made us feel like we were a person, a human being, but it turns out we're just a lizard man or some sort.
When she manages to escape from this place and bring ruin to the world, know that it was all your fault.
Yeah. Again, you could have been more convincing. You could have given more details. Instead, you were just being... Ugh.
It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, there's a continuation? I thought that was it.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a
Wait,
cabin.
we're starting over?
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. But I died. What am I doing here?
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. We can help her. We just have to find a way. Oh, is there another one of us in here?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Help her? Need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago. Sure, and all of us in here definitely believe.
Yeah, I'm with the voice of doubting.
Just stay focused on the task at hand. You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you.
Wait, are we the narrator then?
I have one last warning for
Do
you.
we have multiple personalities?
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to.
I'm liking this voice of doubting.
Did you just say the word wink out loud? No, I didn't.
Wink.
Wink.
I love this guy.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely empty. The air stale and musty, the floor and walls covered in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Again, we're just gonna go in and enter. I'm not gonna kill her.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries softly up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Yep, your savior.
You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Yeah, you told me that the last
It's
time.
even more hypnotizing than before. Is it more hypnotizing than before, or is that just what we want it to be? I think we're in love.
Okay.
For everyone's sake, you're not in love.
Oh, he's getting annoyed with us.
Just don't let her charm you. It's all part of the manipulation.
You're part of the manipulation. You just brought us back to life so we could do your bidding. That's manipulation right there.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's still so beautiful. And she has both of her arms again. Did everything we just went through actually happen?
I'm pretty sure it did.
It must have, because she's different. Can't you tell?
Yeah, her design does look a little different. A bit more cartoony.
You. I remember you. You're going to help me get out of here, right?
Okay. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, a lot to process here. This is really interesting. I don't know what to say, honestly, other than the storyline is great, you know? It definitely kept you hooked the entire time, especially with you constantly have to fight with the narrator and his story, you know. Obviously he has an agenda and he wants you to do his work for him. But oh, it looks like they already have episodes 1 through 3 out. And this is just a demo that I started off. Well, I'll leave it up to you guys to figure out exactly how. I mean, if this is interesting enough to be. I found it very interesting. I actually might just continue playing this. I was kind of skeptical about playing this because, again, like I said, my girlfriend was the one that recommended I play this, get my view on it. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. The only thing I didn't enjoy too much, I felt like it was just a little too, I don't know. I feel like it needed a bit more. Like in the very beginning of the game, all you had to look at the entire time was just like bushes and trees. And even though you can kind of like move the camera around, like have that little 3D effect, nothing was really going on. So in the beginning, I just almost lost interest. Again, the narrator was talking. You had options to choose, but I felt like it gave you too many options. I feel like they should have been a bit more precise in the and how the conversation went along, especially when as soon as it was done, you didn't at first it didn't want to pop up. I had to like move my mouse over to the right just so I can get the prompts, and then you had to scroll through them just to see what to go with. It just kind of felt like it was unorganized just a little bit. You know, maybe if you had like in games nowadays where you have options of 1 to 4 choices at a time that'll lead, it probably would have had a bit more, a better flow, a better way of thinking things through. Narrate us there. But all in all, I think this is a great game. It really caught my attention, and I'm gonna keep playing it by myself. But for now, like I said, this is just a demo for y'all to see. I'll let you guys choose if this is the game you should get. I really think you should, even though I have a couple issues with it. I think you'll have fun. And I'm rambling at this point, so I'll let you guys be. And I hope you guys have a good night, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.